I remember going to London. Do you know the place? The station's called King's Cross. King's Cross, snorted the engine. London's Euston. Everybody knows that. Rubbish, said Duck. London's Paddington. I know. I worked there. They argued till they went to sleep. They argued when they woke up. They were still arguing when the other engine went away. Stupid thing, said Gordon crossly. I've no patience. Stupid yourself, said Duck. London's Paddington. Paddington, you hear?
Gordon's boiler seemed to have swollen larger than ever. He was running very fast. He swayed up and down and from side to side as his wheels pounded the rails. He did it, I'll do it. He did it, I'll do it, he panted. His train rocketed past and was gone. Edward chuckled and winked at Duck. Gordon's trying to do a City of Truro, he said. Duck was still cross. I should think he'll knock himself to bits, he snorted. City of Truro left early next morning. Good riddance, grumbled Gordon. Chattering all night, keeping important engines awake. Who is he, anyway? He's City of Truro. He's famous. As famous as me? Nonsense. He's famouser than you. He went 100 miles an hour before you were drawn or thought of. So he says. But I didn't like his looks. He's got no dome, said Gordon darkly. Never trust domeless engines. They're not respectable. I never boast, Gordon continued modestly, but 100 miles an hour would be easier for me. Goodbye. Presently, Duck took some trucks to Edward's station. He was cross, and it was lucky for those trucks that they tried no tricks. "Hello," called Edward. "The famous City of Truro came through this morning. He whistled to me. Wasn't he kind?" "He's the finest engine in the world," said Duck. And he told Edward about City of Truro and what Gordon had said. "Don't take any notice," soothed Edward. "He's just jealous. He thinks no engine should be famous but him. Look, he's coming now." Gordon's boiler seemed to have swollen larger than ever. He was running very fast. He swayed up and down and from side to side as his wheels pounded the rails. "He did it, I'll do it. He did it, I'll do it," he panted. His train rocketed past and was gone. Edward chuckled and winked at Duck. "Gordon's trying to do a City of Truro," he said. Duck was still cross. "I should think he'll knock himself to bits," he snorted. A special train arrived one day, and the fat controller welcomed the passengers. They looked at everything in the yard and photographed the engines. Duck's driver let some of them ride in his cab. "They're the Railway Society," his driver explained. "They've come to see us. Their engine's City of Truro. He was the first to go 100 miles an hour. Let's get finished, then we can go and talk to him." "Oh," said Duck, awed. "He's too famous to notice me." "Rubbish," smiled his driver. "Come on." Duck found City of Truro at the coaling stage. "May I talk to you?" he asked shyly. "Of course," smiled the famous engine. "I see you are one of us." "I try to teach them our ways," said Duck modestly. "All ship-shape and Swindon fashion, that's right. Please, could you tell me how you beat the South-Western?" So City of Truro told Duck all about his famous run from Plymouth to Bristol more than 50 years ago. They were soon firm friends, and talked Great Western till late at night.
Soon the engines could talk of nothing else. James and Henry thought the very wee engines must be some kind of magic. "I don't believe it," said Gordon. "Donald and Douglas have pulled our wheels before." But Duck wanted to see for himself, so he asked permission to take some trucks. When he arrived, he was told to push them under the chute. This was like a tunnel made of steel girders. On top of it stood some queer-looking trucks. "What do you think of our chute?" said a voice. "Good, innit?" Duck blinked. Standing beside him was a small green engine. "Where did you spring from?" asked Duck. "I've been here all the time," smiled the small engine. "I'm Rex, and you, I'm sure, are Duck. How did you know?" "That's easy. There's only one Great Western engine in these parts." There was a sudden rattling and roaring. Duck's whole train shuddered. What was that?" he asked, startled. "That was our chute. The bottoms of these wagons slide out, and the stones fall through the chute into your trucks. We may be small, but we're quite efficient." Duck puffed away, much impressed. "Have you seen our coaches? Where are they?" asked Duck. "Over there," said Bert. "But they're they're not like ours," he finished lamely. "I keep telling you," said Duck, "there are no dukes. They were fine and stately, but they've all been scrapped." Peter Sam goggled in horror. "This is dreadful," he wailed. "The thin controller said the owner said the Duke said he was coming to our centenary to open our extension round the lake. And now he's scrapped, and Skarloey's and Renius's birthday will be spoilt. Oh dear, oh dear." He bustled away with his empty coaches to tell his bad news.
A barber had set up shop in a wooden shed in the yard. He was shaving a customer. There was a sliding, groaning crash, and part of the wall caved in. The customer jumped nervously, but the barber held him down. "It's only an engine," he said calmly, and went on lathering. "Beg pardon, sir," gasped Duck. Excuse my intrusion." "No, I won't," said the barber crossly. "You've frightened my customers and spoilt my new paint. I'll teach you." And he lathered Duck's face all over. Poor Duck. One day, he pushed behind a goods train and helped it to the top. "Beep, beep, goodbye," he called, and rolled gently over the crossing to the other line. Duck loved coasting down the hill, running easily with the wind whistling past. He hummed a little tune. Diddle-dee-dum, 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 diddle-dee.